just remember that I predicted he would be very angry at Harry Styles and say he was the one that was the famous one and blah blah blah, and he kind of was, you know, but I feel like there's a lot of alcoholism issues, so forth and so forth. I have to remember not to swear on YouTube because they're not very happy about it. Hi everyone and welcome back to Knowledge Tarot. My name is Hallie. So grateful to have you all. I'm doing my readings a little different this week. Some of you have asked me for longer videos, so because of my time constraint, you know, I do other things. As much as I love you guys, do other things, so I can't be here like all the time, you know. So what I decided to do was release less videos but longer videos. So I'll be doing like 3 long videos a week plus a live. So just trying it out for this week to see how it goes. And yeah, I feel like a lot of you have asked for it, so I'm just giving you all what you want. Also, if you're a member, I just dropped a coupon for readings if you're interested. I dropped a monthly coupon for all my lovely members and all my subscribers. I love you guys so much. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed for more content like this. And yeah, let's get into the reading. I think I might be forgetting something, but I remember it throughout the video. I'm going to have timestamps up for those of you who want to skip ahead. I was in New York visiting friends and family, and I got this mess. I got a lot of you. Actually, to switch off my notifications from YouTube because I got a lot of you asking me about this mysterious alleged Australian woman. And I did a video just before I left to New York about the mystery brunette. So I'm going to clarify what's going on with this alleged Australian woman in Harry Styles' life. Then we're going to do other people. I have 5 people planned in this video, so stick around please till the end because they are the popular people that I do videos on, like the most popular. Decided to start with that. And then I have other videos planned. So let's get into it. What's going on with this Australian stylist? Now, I did, like I have said before, I've been very accurate in a lot of the videos I've done of Harry Styles. I predicted his breakup with LaBeaouf, so forth and so forth. I did say that I felt like energetically he was meant to be with somebody on his team, like somebody that's like managing or something like that. So we'll see what's going on. Also, please excuse the mess on my bed. If you can see my bed, it's terrible, I know. I would use the fact that I came back from a trip excuse, but I already unpacked. I unpacked, cleaned my apartment, and then now it's a mess again. I'm just cleaning it tomorrow. So that's not the reason. It's like living, everything accumulates. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's tough being an adult. Okay, so let's get into the reading. I'm just shuffling my deck. How's everybody doing? I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. So let's see, mystery, go. Like Australia, let's see. Australian, it's the connection with Harry and this Australian girl. Okay, wow, interesting. So I have a strong feeling off the bat that this connection is very PR driven. So I think, and I've said this before, I feel like with Harry, he's still under some kind of PR control. I think a lot of his success comes from the hype, you know. I think he is talented, yes, but a lot of it is very hype. I'll give you an example. So I actually didn't know about this movie, but some of you have told me about The Policeman or something like that, whether he did in the UK. I haven't been to the UK in a while. I need to go see my best friend is in the UK. I have to go see him. But anyways, some of you told me about it, and I was like, oh, that's very interesting, because nobody heard about it here. It was all, don't worry, darling, don't worry, darling. So I strongly believe, and I think he learned this from Simon Cowell, that he believes that all press is good press. So even if you are, you know, just there's stories out there, even if there's stories out there that are completely untrue, so forth and so forth, he'll always keep quiet because it's still drawing attention towards him. And I don't think it's a bad thing, it's how the industry operates. So I think actually when he did come out in the Rolling Stone interview, I think it's because Olivia was kind of pushing him towards it. And I think because she pushed him towards it, he developed resentment towards her. Is it towards? Yes, towards her. Towards her, that really made him initially end it. You know, I think he felt controlled, and as an Aquarius myself, I know my people very well. He's an Aquarius, Sun in Aquarius. He's actually he's double Libra, Sun in Aquarius. So his moon and rising is Libra. But actually, I still think my rising was in Virgo, but I really think my rising is in Libra. I think my mother got my time of birth wrong. But anyways, because I feel like I connect a lot with rising and Libras. But anyways, as a Sun in Aquarius, we do not like to be controlled. If we sense that you're playing a game with us, if we sense you're manipulating us, if we get the sense that you're being passive aggressive, we will cut you out. And sometimes we won't even explain to you. I've cut people out and I don't even explain why. I can just sense it and I know you're going to deny it, you know? So just like, I'm like, whatever. But if I still have to deal with you in some capacity, I'll explain to you. But I think he's very much like that. I can see that. So let's get into the cards. 9 of Wands. In this deck that I'm using, the terminology is different. So I'm just going to use the traditional terminology. I'll conjugate it in my head. Translate it. Conjugate, translate. 9 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles in reverse, and the Lovers in reverse. So I see very strongly here that this is the tabloids want to know more about this story. I think he's getting ready to launch something interesting. And this is not anything substantial. It's not anything real. I strongly believe that the person he ends up with, Harry Styles, is going to be she's a little older than he is, and she's in his management because she's strong enough to handle. Aquarius, Sagittarius, and Geminis need partners that are very strong to handle, and Libras too, I suppose, need partners strong enough to handle the flirt effect. So, you know, like a lot of the time, those signs particularly will be very flirtatious with other people, and their partners need to be okay with that. And I only say that to say that I feel like she's strong enough. The woman that I see him ending up with is strong enough to handle who he is, you know, because I don't think he's a very easy person to be with, you know. I don't think any famous person is. So I see here this girl is going to feel used, because I actually think he is kind of using her, the Australian girl. I think there is something like rumors and people want to know more, and I think she's getting herself involved in something that she doesn't know the full story about. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. She doesn't know the full story about, so it's almost like he's like roping her in, which I have a similar story. I'm gonna tell all of you guys the story about it. Sagittarius that I was dealing with very recently. I dated a zodiac sign, and what happened. So I'm just putting that out there. Video's coming up soon. But she feels used. She feels like she was roped in. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Emotions, so it's Knight of Cups. She feels like she was roped in reverse. She was roped in. Why are all these cards in reverse? 10 of Pentacles in reverse. And now he's disappeared. Oh gosh, this is why I don't date Aquarius guys anymore. Ay. I turned all my cards around, so it's very clear. Let's turn them around again. It's very clear that these are meant to come out in reverse. So I get the strong sense that she was like, okay, she met him, Harry Styles. She was like, was gonna be like, I think she's a little younger, a little naive, very naive, actually, not just a little, very naive. I think, yeah, they said she's a hairstylist. I can see him like coming into her store. Is that the pictures? I didn't even look at the pictures, but as I'm shuffling the cards, I see him coming into her store. She's like, wow, this is. And you know what I love I love Australian people. As a culture, I love Australian people. I've never met one, and obviously there are some, because there's some to every culture, but Australian people are the sweetest people. They're so sweet, and they're so like just innocent, you know? And I see that about her. I see that she's very innocent, and because she's so innocent, she's gonna fall prey. Oh, Harry, I don't like this about him. I think he's playing with her. 10 of Cups, the Fool, 8 of Swords. Yeah, he's just gonna use her and disappear, using her for like press to get over Olivia, not necessarily over emotionally, but over PR. He's trying to jump ahead of any stories that Olivia might have, you know, which is very unfortunate. Page of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. He's gonna use her to make it seem like she's like he's in a stable part of his life right now. It's just to get back at what Olivia's putting out there. And I did say in a video I did quite a while ago that I felt very strongly that she was going to put out this video, excuse me, not video. She was going to put out this campaign saying she was a victim. She's already started. So to contradict that, he's putting out press to make him look like the good guy. And he's using different people. She's the first one, this Australian one. I think the brunette was somebody else. I don't think they're the same person. If they are, they have different energy. She's changed her energy because they have different energies. But yeah, he's just gonna use her. So sad. So love to hear what you all have to say about that. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, let's move on. Second one I'm doing is about Liam Payne. So they said Liam Payne was dating some mystery blonde. I don't remember lots of videos that I do about Liam Payne. I apologize. I just remember that I predicted he would be very angry at Harry Styles and say he was the one that was the famous one and blah blah blah. And he kind of was, you know, but I feel like there's a lot of alcoholism issues, so forth and so forth. I have to remember not to swear on YouTube because they're not very happy about it. So this is about Liam Payne, an update about this blonde that he was premiered with. I saw that on YouTube and I decided to do it. Okay. So, Queen of Pentacles, the Sun, 10 of Wands. So, man, oh gosh. This is the thing about... He's a Virgo, right? Sun of Virgo. Man, why is he getting himself into situations like this? But 10 of Wands is often when we have to work really hard for something. So, oh gosh, I wish I couldn't pull these cards, but I did because Spirit wants me to know this. Spirit wants... The reason why I do this channel is so we can learn from situations. And Spirit, the angels, you know, when I do these readings, before I put on the video, I always call in the angels. I burn some Palo Santo just to clear the energy. But the Queen of Pentacles, the Sun, and 10 of Wands, he hasn't learned his lesson about woman yet. Not necessarily woman, because I feel like maybe that's looking at women as in a bad light. But I think when he goes through a breakup, in fact, I strongly see her. I have to say, I think for legal reasons, but the tarot tells me, you know, because you have to make it, I think, in my opinion, blah, blah, blah. Somebody was like, this is your opinion. And I was like, I have to for legal reasons, you know? That's what I have to do. But I strongly see here that he has this idea every time he breaks up with somebody that when he breaks up with them, they are the problem, you know? And it's a very immature way of looking at things. It's a very selfish way of looking at things, because he's just like, you're the problem, and he never really deals with himself. I see, which is very shadow side of Virgo, victim blaming, saying everybody, not victim blaming, excuse me, being the victim and then blaming. And with Knight of Pentacles, I see it very strongly here that he's just like, he likes to blame a lot. And Knight of Pentacles, I feel like they're going to do some couple stuff together, but they're gonna fight, and we're gonna hear about them fighting. And I don't mean fighting as in Two of Pentacles in reverse. I don't mean fighting as in like you know, arguing here and there. I see when they go to do shoots and stuff, because they're gonna do shoots and stuff. I see them even getting engaged. I don't think they're going to get married, but he's going to get engaged to her. And I get 10 months. I think they're going to be together for 10 months. Time is fluid. Sometimes they get a number, sometimes accurate, sometimes it's not, because it can extend, you know. But I see very strongly here that when they start to be together, then she's going to be like just causing problems. When they go on set, when they do couple shoots for couples and stuff like that, it's going to be a lot of drama between them, and people are going to find out. They're going to go to tabloids, and they're going to like hunt them down. I think both of them have a tempo. Both of them have a tempo. Kind of reminds me of, did you guys watch the recent You, the show on Netflix? It's funny. When I first started watching that show, I used to love it. This one was not so good. It was in London. But somebody said to me, oh, have you watched You? And I was like, what do you mean You? And they were like, You know, the show You. And I was like, oh, no. But they were like, You. And I was like, what's You? It's funny. I asked somebody that the other day. They were like, what's You? And I was like, oh, this happened to me too. Anyway, so it kind of reminds me of that. Like, if you haven't watched You, I'm not promoting Netflix, because some of Netflix I don't agree with at all, but I just used to really love that show, and I watched this recent season. It wasn't that great. I give it a C+. Season 1 was A+++++. But I strongly see here that it's kind of like high society behind closed doors. They fight, they argue, similar to this season of You on Netflix, where it's like British high society, all that nonsense. And they will argue a lot in like behind closed doors. I just got the image of London, you know, they'd be around London and stuff like that, and people are going to be taking pictures of them, fighting, shouting. It's just not going to be, especially 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 6 of Cups, you know, 10 of Swords. It's a strong indicator of tension, serious tension. Wow. I think she comes from money, from old money. I can see that. And her father is not impressed with him. I can see that very strongly. I wonder if Liam Payne actually has as much money as we think. I don't see that. I don't think he does. But, you know, it is what it is. So 5 cups and 8 of wands. Yeah, it just doesn't look, looks like he's gonna run for the hills. Something's gonna happen where, wow, oh gosh, involving children. Not anything drastic, but they're going to have an argument involving children. I see like a car accident. Oh gosh, this is what I predict. I see this very strongly. It's intuitive based, not always fact based. Not fact based, excuse me. But I see a car accident happening, and basically him being accused of hit and run. And that will be the end of their relationship. Okay, so that's what I see for Liam Payne. Let's move on to Chris Evans. People have asked me if he's dating that girl. What's her name again? I mean, he went public, right, with her, the other one. I don't know, I feel like he's got a Latina fetish. He likes his Latina woman. She's very common here in Miami. and he can do whatever he wants. But somebody said Anna Demara, something like that. What's her name again? She's got a very pretty face, very pretty face. So let's see, Chris Evans. Please like the video, subscribe if you want to stick around. Chris Evans update. I don't see him staying, Chris Evans staying without this woman for a while. I do think, like I said, that it's very PR. I've said this before, I'll keep reiterating it. I think it's very PR driven. I think he actually, deep down, his true love, so I call it, is in Texas. I said that before. I said he's going to be in Texas for quite some time. He's going to meet her, but she's very down to earth. She's not in the limelight, and I don't think that he's used to that. And right now he's focusing on getting his career back, so he's going to do all these PR stunts to make sure that he sticks around. But I don't see it working out with this woman. Okay, so the Emperor, Nine of Cups, and the Wheel. So I see he might have Aries in his chart. I know he's Sun in Gemini. I think his rising is in Aries from what I remember. I do so many readings on people. I do private readings, I do public readings like on YouTube, so I'm not really 100% sure when his rising is. I do remember he's Sun in Gemini. And with the Emperor, Nine of Cups, and the Wheel, because the Emperor is the card of Aries in this deck, I strongly see here, if you can see the little Aries little sheep's head thing here with that. He's really trying to turn a new page in his life, and he's doing so by, and I predicted this, it's just recently come out that he has a new movie that's very romantic, and I said he's going to want people to see the softer side of him, and that is why he is dating this woman. He's fabricating the Magician, a lot of it. If you can see here, he's working on getting his image back. He's very, it's funny, I forgot that he was in Not Another Teen movie. I don't know if you guys saw that like a long time ago. It came out like 2001, I think, a long time ago. But I strongly think that he wants to now do romance movies. He's done, I think he's going to retire Captain America, even though it makes him a lot of money. I think he's at the time in his life, and when he's 42, where he wants to evolve. And you know, it's kind of really sad, you know, I've been thinking about this whole like Scandal, if you watch Bravo, Vanderpump Rules thing, and just in dating, I meet a lot of guys that are, and I'm not saying all guys are like this, because I know that there's some great guys. My best friend is a guy, and he's phenomenal. He's a straight guy, phenomenal guy. But I meet a lot of these emotionally stunted men that think that they'll be young forever, so they can do whatever they want, and the karma won't come back to them. And you know, I suppose when you're young, but a lot of them are like in their almost 40, and they're still behaving like this, which I don't think they've had a real reality check. And I'm not saying that he is going to have a reality check, but he's gonna wake up very lonely, very lonely at a certain point in his life, and then he's going to want to find true love, the humble woman that I see him with, who's not in the limelight or anything. I think, especially with Page of Pentacles at the bottom, he lives a very shallow life. And like I said, I have to say I think, because I cannot say it's true, because then I might get sued, and I don't want that. But I strongly see here that there's a lot of emptiness in his life, and it's going to get worse as he gets older. Okay, King of Swords, Judgment, Ace of Wands. It's going to get worse as he gets older, and it's going to get to the point, 3 of Wands, 10 of Swords, where it's going to leave the Hollywood life behind. And you know, a lot of actors threaten it. They're like, I'm leaving just to get attention, to see if people really care. But he's really going to do it. He's really going to. I don't know how people stay in that lifestyle. Oh my gosh. just living in LA, I can people were so fake. Not all, but a lot of people. It's not. I'm an East Coast girl, you know. We're very upfront. And in LA, if you're upfront, you might lose a job, blah blah blah, all that shenanigans stuff. And I'm not into that. That's why it's not for me. And I understand why it wouldn't be for him either. Okay, please comment. I'd love to hear what you say. Let's move on to what I got asked a few times to do this, the update on FKA Twigs and Shia LaBeauf, which I shall be doing right now. You know, I think that it's very unfortunate. You know, he has come forward and admitted he did some of it and not all of it, I think for legal reasons, because they have their trial coming up soon. I get April. I didn't know the date before, but right now I'm shuffling the cards. And I get April 25th. Is it April 25th? Please write in the comment section. Yeah, I get April 25th. So, wow. It's gonna be, I feel like, a little emotional. So, I might have to take some pauses. This whole point of this channel, like I always say, is to learn from situations. So if you're going to come on here and be disrespectful, rude, I'd rather you're not here. I've always believed this in my life. I believe in having quality over quantity. And most of my subscribers, you guys are amazing people. The members, you guys are amazing. And I do acknowledge that sometimes people will watch you that don't like you. You don't have to like me, trust me. But let's just be respectful, especially of her and of him, of both of them together. I'm not in the business of trying to tear people down. I think there's enough of that in this world. And I really just feel like we need to be, I wouldn't say kinder to one another, but just more compassionate and see things from both sides. That's the whole point of my channel. I just felt like I had to say that. So, as somebody that has had horror stories in dating, horror stories, absolute. Like, I could tell you stories that you'll be like, what happened? How did that happen? I empathize a lot with FKA Twigs. And I think that from stories like this, we can teach our daughters. You know, I was talking to a friend who's in I don't want to give too much of her story away because I think she deserves privacy. But I was talking to one of my friends in the industry, and she said people come to her with stories about being, you know, having things happen to them by certain people in high places, and she wishes she could do something about it, then she wouldn't work. And it's not easy to come forward with a story, and as we've seen with Amber Heard, you know, it doesn't mean that everybody's telling the truth that comes forward. But I also think we should give people the space to talk. We don't have to believe them just off the bat. I don't believe a woman. But I do see that as much as FKA Twigs was suffering, I see that Shia was suffering too. You know when they say hurt people hurt people? And I think we can learn and teach our daughters. That's the whole point of the story I told you about my friend. We need to teach our daughters and teach our sons things that we have learned from. If we've learned, because I feel like a lot of people don't really learn. But that we've learned from. And to accept some accountability ourselves. So, with that being said, now this is a heavy topic and I just want to put that out there, but I'm going to cover this with as much compassion and empathy as I can, because I've been in FKA Twigs' shoes, not to the extent that what she's alleging he did to her, but I've been in relationships with guys that just like pulled a number on me, but I allowed them to, you know. And once we can see that, it shifts the dynamic, because then we see that people, like I said, hurt people, and hurt people are often attracted to one another. So it's Nine of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Page of Wands, 5 Wands. I see very strongly here that she's seeking some monetary value from this. And it's almost like she wants FKA Twigs. She wants the world to see. I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. Oh gosh. Whew. I think because I've been in these shoes, I just got like. She wants the world to see that she wasn't in the wrong, you know. And I think, you know, I just went through a situation where I got roped in. This the only reason I'm telling you this story is because I can empathize deeply with this kind of person that she was dealing with, when she was dealing with Shia. I got roped in, you know. I wasn't interested in the beginning. He roped me in with compliments and so forth and so forth. But because I've been in a situation similar, I was able to detach myself and not get too involved. But I think when you don't have a good strength, like if you don't have self-esteem, which I don't think she did when they met, they can really pull you in and do a number on you, you know. And I see her, she wants everybody to see her pain. The Temperance, and he is like trying to cover it up and act like I didn't do that badly, you know. He's gonna be like, I didn't do that badly, I didn't do that badly, I didn't do that badly. It's funny, the Temperance card came up, and this is the card of Sagittarius, and the situation I'm telling you guys about in my life with Sagittarius. I'm not saying all Sagittarius are like this, but sometimes they can definitely be like that shadow side of Sagittarius, especially when they're younger. I believe he has some Sagittarius in his chart. I know he's a Gemini, son of Gemini. But I think he has some Sagittarius in his chart. I think he's rising Sagittarius. But he's just trying to sweep it under the rug. And she wants people to be like, no, this actually happened to me. I went through this, so forth. I think FKA Twigs and I are the same age, actually. I believe we're exactly the same age. But bottom of the day, Ace of Pentacles. I only say that to say that I feel like at some point, we spend so much time wasted, not only in the relationship with these kind of people, but after the relationship with these kind of people. Because sometimes we want to prove to people, they did this, they did that. And actually, I had a friend say to me, it's time to move on. And I was like, but I don't even care anymore, you know? But it's difficult to tell your story and still move on. If you know what I'm saying? And my situation didn't even last a long time. This situation's been going on for years. So, like I said before, it's difficult to tell your story and still move on. Because you get roped back into the past. You get roped back into the lies. You get roped back into this. You get roped back into that. So the Age of Wands, 10 of Wands, and the Emperor. I just feel like I can see, even though I've been through her situation and I empathize, I think he was in such a low position mentally, physically, spiritually, that he had no idea he was hurting somebody else. And he's gonna say that in the trial. He's gonna say, I had no idea that I did this to another human being. I was just get ready. I mean, get ready to hear him. It's gonna be very painful. That's why I feel like this is so emotional, because, you know. But Wheel of Fortune reverse, I strongly believe there's a part of her that's still in love with him. Wow, this is very, very intense. With Page of Cups, there's a part of her that believes that they could still be together. They could still be together. So yeah, wow, so happy, guys. It was very intense. But we're gonna hear him say, we're gonna hear her story, and it's gonna be very touching. Very touching. I'd love to hear in the comment section if you guys have been through that. You know, there's kind of people, they rope you in and you're like, wait, how did that happen to me, you know? But then there's a chance for us to look within ourselves and be like, you know what? It happened to me because of this. It happened to me because of that. You know, there was a reason. There's always a reason. thinking of Cardi B. What was the reason? Okay, last is Camila Cabello. So some of you guys have been such haters in the comment section, not all. And I feel like these are just Camila's people coming out and being a hater towards me, but it's fine. Just please try to be respectful. Anyways, I said that her relationship was PR, and that's what I see in the cards. I don't just come up here trying to be shady towards anyone. And I said they'll break up. They broke up last week. So let's see an update about her. You know, and I think I have a lot of good things to say about Camila Cabello. I just wish she would stop the antics. She's very talented. She's beautiful. Her album, I listened to that album, Be the Same. Even the new one, it's phenomenal. I wish she would stick to the music. And I say this for a lot of people, because it's only a distraction and people are thinking less of her, you know. So let's see what's going on. Let's do an update. An update on this Pisces, her sun is in Pisces. I think that she's just so desperate for fame, and I said this before, that she's willing. Oh, okay. Wow. She's willing to sacrifice her self to be noticed. So 9 of Swords, 3 of Swords, and 9 of Swords. I see very strongly here she's not in a good place in her life, even though she acts like, oh, I'm happy, I'm very this, I'm very that. The 9 of Swords, you see how he's chasing? He's chasing after this crow. He's going to jump on the bike and chase it. At least that's how it looks to me. But she's chasing an unattainable goal, which is fame. You know, I think a lot of people that fame has come to them by proxy, you know. In fact, I've spoken to somebody that fame came to her. We have mutual friends. And she was in the public eye for something very scandalous. And she wished, she regrets it. She completely regrets it. And fame came to her, and now she can't get rid of it, you know. So people like that fame comes to them, they don't want it. Fame comes to them in a bad light. But I think some people that fame comes to them, like the Kardashians, like Camila Cabello, like they want it so badly, because they're so desperate, they never really attain the kind of fame that they want, because people can see through the desperation. So with the moon, I see here her manifesting. I think she's definitely into witchcraft. She's Cuban. A lot of Cubans are into that, like brujeria stuff. So the ones at the bottom of the deck, she's manifesting a new life, manifesting moving, manifesting. I think she's gonna move to a new house very soon. I did do a Camila Cabello predictions, 2023 prediction. I don't recall if I remember her moving. I did say she's gonna do a breakup, but I see here that she's planning on moving. She's going on a tour very soon. In the summertime, she's gonna be going on tour. I can't believe it's almost the summertime, it's springtime. Oh my gosh. Where is this even going? The 9 of Cups, 5 of Swords, and 3 of Pentacles. So I would strongly recommend that before she goes on tour, she really focuses on herself, focuses on her well-being. And because with the Tower and Page of Pentacles, she's gonna have an ex come out and do a tell-all about her. I think it might be that Matthew guy. Talk about how he felt like she was emotionally undeveloped and a joke to him, stuff like that. He's gonna say things that are really mean, and she's going to be reactive because she hasn't really dealt with herself. She doesn't really know herself like that. So her way of like lashing out is going to be a very immature thing to do. But I can also see where he's coming from. I don't like bashing exes, you know. But I feel like if it's your truth and you have to say it, say it. With 10 of Swords, she's going to disappear for a little bit while she gets her. I think something about her, she's very big on image. Very big on, okay, how do I look? How's this look? And the ex that comes out, I strongly think it's Matthew. The ex that's coming out about her is going to say she's superficial. She is very big on image. She was mean to me, and so forth and so forth. And she's going to react, and it's not going to look good for her. So that's what I have for you all, lovely people. Please comment. I love what you have to say. Let me know what you think about the longer videos with the timestamps. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Take care.